That's right, y'all. You are now rocking with the best. This is the Top 5 Dead or Alive podcast. Let's go.
No other show fucking with us.
They outclassed.
Find a better pod to check.
I doubt
They
that.
pale in comparison.
We can contrast.
Top 5 Dead or Alive.
Rembrandt Rack presents Mohican.
Yeah. Yo. First and foremost, peace to the planet. Thank y'all for taking this ride with me right quick. This journey called life is so incredible. And I'm finally starting to figure it out a little bit though. Y'all feel me, right? Check me out though. Yo. The last of a dying breed, supporting my designer needs. With the cocaine, I lines rhymes like I'm buying keys. I rap about the finer things that I'm trying to see. Pay no mind to me, we won't find another nominee that can mind beats, digging crates like I'm Diamond D, and still show up in the biz just cause I'm a G. Dreamt about going pro, get out the minor leagues. Now I'm trying to get my money right so I could buy a team. Me and my conglomerates shall remain anonymous with them finest chicks who love kisses on vagina lips. How can I resist, especially when marijuana hits? Playing my persona, reminding niggas of 90s hits. From the home of the spitters, drug dealers and hitters, scammers, boosters and killers, veterans, warhead gorillas. My flow ill, a product of that Crow Hill, Crown Heights, BK Brooklyn, now you know. I'm definitely one of the illest niggas y'all just now hearing about, as weird as that sound. No worries, I ain't a rapper. I'm a brand creator who just happened to rap. So feel free to get in on the ground level. Cause if y'all think I'm a joke now, wait till I get to the penthouse. Y'all definitely gonna be like, Ali is acting funny. And I'ma be like, you goddamn right. Yo, I'm smoking on another devil till I'm up another level. May your eyes be short for oppressor, not the one you next to. Little niggas really bold when they hold that metal. Kill your own D's, press you, fold them like a pretzel. Practice handing out the years, but you think you special. In front of the judge, singing falsetto like you Aaron Neville. I'm steaming like a kettle, pushing the pedal to the metal. Reaching the fools in the ghetto, leaving them jewels never settle. For an average life, I'm a savage. I'm Mike's my above average wife, maybe a Marion type. 5 on the ice, a couple carrots, really nice. If life is a gamble, I'ma roll the dice. I paid the price, procrastinating many a nights. Now it's time to strike, you were witnessing greatness tonight. My flow's ill, a product of that Crow Hill, Crown Heights, BK Brooklyn, now you know. For real, this is only the beginning too. We at the spot right now like, hey, counting them grants. The Washington's going to the strippers. Wifey getting the binges now, you know how she do. Talking about ETFs and cryptos. That's that new boss talk right now. Can't forget Calligraphy NYC on the way, for real. Rembrandt Raps is the label. You know what I mean? Top 5 DOA podcast on deck. Don't forget to pick up that Kicking the Kids book. This is not a game, we ain't playing. Fuck maintaining. Fuck chilling. Fuck surviving, we thriving, you know what I mean? 2023. You know what I mean? Talk to him, real boss talk. Ali Oxenfree. You are now rocking with the best. For real, stay tuned. Your boy, word up, peace to the planet.
What up, y'all? Welcome to the planet. It's Ali Oxenfree, Top 5 Dead or Alive podcast. Back again for another episode. Keeping it rolling, keeping it going with the conversation. Interesting videos, interesting talk. Shout out to my boy, Cali Rock. He'll be back soon, inshallah. Shout out to the whole Warheads family, all the long-time listeners. You know what I mean? You are definitely appreciate it, and definitely trying to be a little bit more consistent and you know, build up the movement. Shout out to anybody who's listening. I'm definitely here for feedback. I want to be a lot more engaging with anybody who's enjoying the content um, and all that. You can find the show once again on YouTube. You can also find it on my Instagram page, Ali. I'm saying Ali Oxenfree, and on the Top 5 DOA podcast Instagram page as well. I'm gonna try to upload some videos on there ASAP, full videos for those who don't really frequent the YouTube space like that. And we're gonna keep it pushing. Um we're gonna start off with this video right here. 856 Entertainment. Okay. Would you rather deal with a married man that never tells you no, or your own man that tells you no 45% of the time? This is quite interesting.
Rather deal with a married man that never tells you no, or your own man that tells you no 45% of the time?
No, I'm dealing with the married man.
Nah, I take the married dude. I'm sorry.
I'm fucking with the married man. A married nigga. I'm sorry. Tell me yes. Everything.
Oh, the married nigga. Yeah, give me him. I would deal with my man that tell me no, because I'm going to beat him the fuck up.
I'm taking the married guy because why am I with you? You keep saying no for. I think I'm going to go with the married guy.
I don't like the word no, so.
A married man.
Married man.
The married man.
A married man. You're my little secret. My own guy that tell me no 45% of the time.
A married man.
Do a married man because 9 times out of 10 we sharing these niggas anyway.
I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to take the married man. Like,
Why?
I need to be told no sometimes. You can't always get what you want.
Wow. That was deep. Ooh, my camera shaking. That was deep. Quite deep. Adjust my headphones right quick. So, fellas, what you think about that? Ladies, how do you feel about that? Would you rather deal with a married man and never tells you no, or a man that tells you no 45% of the time? That video kind of speaks a lot to our society at large, I think. Well, especially in America. I can't really speak for other countries. There's a lot of countries out there that are a little bit more traditional in the way that you know, they have their relationship set up. I know people who've had their marriages arranged, like to this day. You know what I mean? It's a lot different in America where we have so-called freedom, and to have so many of the sisters saying that they would rather deal with the married man. That says a lot, you know, especially when the complaint uh, against men in relationships is, infidelity. That's a big thing. And in relationships, there's other things, finances and whatever. But infidelity, you have so many um, young ladies who are, a lot of times willing to just leave their marriages because of it. And, a big portion of the times when it comes to divorces and separation, the majority of the time it's the woman who makes that decision to leave for whatever the reason is. It's usually the man that sets off the relationship in terms of getting married, and it's usually the woman who ends the relationship. It's it's crazy, but it's true. And to hear so many of the sisters say, "Hey, yeah, I would rather deal with the married man." It's like, well, for men, you can't cheat unless you have a willing participant. You know what I mean? And these women are saying it's just based off of their own, I guess, selfishness, I guess. You know what I mean? Yeah, the one sister at the end said, sometimes you need to be told no. That sounds like a tad bit of maturity. You know what I mean? You can't have what you want all the time. And if that's a problem, you're willing to get it with someone who's in a relationship. Hey, to each his own. I'm no way professing to be an angel. You know what I mean? I've done my own share of dirt once upon a time. Um, you know, who hasn't nowadays? Who hasn't been on both sides of the spectrum? The cheater and been cheated on. Um, you know, I think me personally, I'm I ain't gonna say I'm washed, but I got bigger fish to fry than be out here chasing tail, so to speak. Trying to get this paper, and I'm trying to, you know, live a more productive life. Um, there's an old saying: you get more women chasing paper than you get paper chasing women. That says a lot. But yeah, there's a level of selfishness in that. It's kind of disheartening. I'm not trying to harp on no high horse. I'm not the morality police, you know, um, because I'm not perfect. I never claimed to be, you know. But that's a tough one. Ladies, what do you think about that? Is that how y'all really think? Hmm? We should definitely have a survey, you know, hit us up at Top Five Dead or Alive podcast, the Instagram page, please. I would really love to know what you think. I would love to know, is this how your sisters really feel in such, I mean, this to me that's very trivial. I can't get what I want, you know, so I'll deal with this for that. Come on, man. Come on, ladies. Come on, ladies. I think we're better than that. You know what I mean? I think we're a little better than that. We can uh we can do a little better. You know what I mean? I guess. I don't know. Is this where society is heading? Is this where we at? Is this the reason why, you know, it's a damn near 50% of all marriages break up? Well, hope not. Hope not. No, we good. We good. We good. Good. I'm just saying. I mean, that's crazy. I don't know. Like I said, what do you think? Ladies, let me know. Um, you know, anyway, we're gonna keep it pushing. We're gonna go to this next video. I want you to know. Um, anyway, um, this next video right here that I'm about to show, it's from I Am Ash Cash. It's actually an older video. I found this a while ago. It's with Derek Grace too. At Derek Grace too. Y'all probably noticed young man. I remember he had a bunch of videos out with him and his daughter, and he showed his daughter, I think, breaking down like a gun and all. I guess he, taught her gun safety and gun training, and he taught her different political knowledge. Like she was knowledgeable about certain things that a lot of our kids today are not knowledgeable about. And that's a testament to really giving your children information that is probably not being given to them in school, alternative information. The things that they don't teach us about wealth, about real estate, about credit, and about business and things of that nature. I don't know about now, but I remember, coming up as a young jit, as they would say, back in the days, they didn't teach you about credit and signing a check and about how to buy a house and how to, become an entrepreneur. School was really rigid. Sit in your desk, sit down, shut up, raise your hand when you want to say something, raise your hand when you got to go to the bathroom. It wasn't alternative learning. It wasn't learning through, movies or movement or play. It's real sit down and I guess being trained to be a worker for the most part. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with being a worker or an employee, but um, for those who want more can be given to you. Check this out.
Right now, somebody's watching this. Somebody has their 9 to 5. They want to start, a business. So they might have like the side business.
Right.
What kind of advice would you give to somebody?
I would tell everybody, number one, get jobs for information and not money. Y'all, they're not giving us enough bread at the workplace anyway for you to defer from what your true, visions and dreams are. That's number one. Get jobs for information and not money. Number two, I'm not anti-job. You feel me? I'm just anti us not having multiple streams of income. This country done showed you a gazillion times, like, you cannot be solely reliant on one bag, unless it's just a super huge bag. Number three is, y'all know my motto, y'all, infiltrate, educate, and vacate. So play the part, get into these positions of power and education that you need to within a job. Second step is educate. Steal every bit of intellectual property that you can while you're there. And number three is vacate. You feel me? You got to have the heart. And you got to have a plan of action when you step out of there as to how you're going to not only sustain your lifestyle, but progress your lifestyle. Or you can still keep your job and then begin pouring more energy and resources into your hustle. But anybody in that 9 to 5, bro, I would simply tell them, like, don't die there. And I don't mean in the physical. I don't mean like in a literal sense. I mean more in the mental. Because a lot of us get complacent. A lot of us we just get worn out with the wear and tear that goes to the mind and the body in terms of adulting, that we forget to chase those childlike aspirations that we had from 20 years ago. Like most people watching this video, you're not doing what you said at 6 years old when somebody asked you what you want to do when you grow up. You feel me? So you gotta really sit down with yourself and decide, like, you gonna stay true to you, or you just gonna conform and do what society told you grown people supposed to do once they hit a certain age.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that clip and want to see the full episode, make sure you go to the Earn Your Leisure YouTube channel or subscribe.
Earn Your Leisure, definitely a great channel. Shout out to them brothers. I can't remember their names. I don't want to get it wrong, but Earn Your Leisure, if you don't know about them two brothers, they basically give out a lot of information on various topics concerning wealth building, entrepreneurship, everything from real estate to investing and all types of. I mean, them brothers came a long way interviewing various great minds from our community, the Black community. You know what I mean? It's specifically driven, directed towards us, I think, because we are definitely in need of that. It's unfortunate that, and these are the things on this show, we're going to talk about a lot of the things that are not said out loud. And one thing about life, I learned that if you want to know how ridiculous a certain thing is, say it out loud. Say it out loud. You'll see how ridiculous something could be if you just say it out loud. And something that's ridiculous in 2023 or whatever year we are, supposedly, it's unfortunate that the descendants of the so-called slaves or the indigenous people whether you believe that we came from Africa or we were here already. For the most part, the ones that were forced into enslavement and building this country, I was about to say company, but in a sense, it is a company. It's a giant corporation. But the ones who built this country, for the most part, really haven't been able to benefit from the free labor that their forefathers had to give out. This country became, I don't know if it is now, but one of the richest countries in the world based off of slave labor, free labor. And there's corporations that exist today that are, you know, the mega giants that they are because of it. And it's unfortunate that we haven't been able to leverage that. So, you know, um, and what's even more unfortunate is a lot of, if you look back into our history in the Jim Crow era and things of that nature, back in the days when um, our ancestors, our great great grandparents couldn't go to certain establishments. They had things called sundown towns, where if you were caught, you were black and you were in certain areas, especially in the South, uh, during sundown, you can die. You know what I mean? If you're just traveling through the South, you really, I mean, it was so bad that, you know, some of our forefathers had our family members from back then, they had to like pack like bottles for them to like, go to the bathroom in because they couldn't stop in certain areas. They had something called the Green Book where they would have it, information. It was like their Google for information on, what were the black friendly establishments that they could stop in as they are traveling. You know what I mean? So to go from that and then, you know, during them times, a lot of black folks had to kind of make their own way. So that's how you get like towns like Tulsa and Rosewood and places like that where uh, a lot of the black folks were doing better than the neighboring white towns at the time. And then they had to deal with people coming and white folks would just come and just steal their stuff and they could just, it was crazy. So you had tons of white folk, black folks who were entrepreneurs, self-reliant. We had our own bus stations, our own banks and hospitals and cab services and barbershops and stuff like that. And devils come and they do what they did, bombing. You know what I mean? Jealousy, hatred over nonsense. So, fast forward many years later, and most of us, are just been trained to be employees. We've been trained to look for a job. We've been, parents, minds as well. Big thing was to go to college so you can get a good job. The thought of entrepreneurship was never in the conversation. The thought of, I don't like the term chasing your dreams because you should kind of like manifest them. But the thought of just going after a goal in terms of being a professional at whatever it is that you really want to do, you know what I mean? Whether I don't, it could be anything, owning a trucking company. It was really wasn't a part of the conversation. And it probably was a lot more back in the days because you had to, there was a Negro League because they wasn't allowing the Negroes into the major leagues. And then what happened after we broke the color barrier, so to speak? The Negro League disappeared. So now, fast forward many years later, like I said, Everybody trying to get the good jobs, going to good schools so we can, we wanted to get into good hotels and we kind of lost sight of our own individualism and maintaining our own communities. So the 9 to 5 was the big thing to have. But as of late, because of things like this, where we can give um, information to one another, people are starting to open their eyes and learn about things like investing, real estate, opening up a business. People are starting to thrive on this interweb system. There's a lot more ways of earning a dollar, and I think a lot of the youth, especially, they're figuring it out. They're getting a lot more smarter. A lot of the youth, especially in the entertainment business, they're not in music, especially. They're not just taking, at least some of them who are doing their due diligence as far as branding and establishing themselves as an artist, whatever it is that they are. Yeah, they're doing the knowledge because it's out there. There's not much of an excuse now for you not to know how to do something. It's all in the palm of your hand. If you got a phone, that's a start, you know. So there's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5, you know. I have one personally. Um, but it's not where like you said, you don't have to stay there if you diligent enough, if you have a plan, if you believe in yourself. I think the biggest thing is to get over that fear. I think a lot of, people from my generation, especially and older, might have more of a fear of, leaving the safety of a 9 to 5. These younger kids, nah, they're growing up with a lot more options in terms of that, and less of a fear. You know, I gotta give a big shout out to my daughter. She just graduated with her BA from Brooklyn College. She's about to go to SVA to get her master's degree. Shout out to PJ. Love you. I'm so proud of you. Shout out to her mom for doing an amazing job and being a custodial parent, and helping to nurture her. That's another thing too. Um, you know, growing up is something that, what's his name? Peter Rosenberg said, and he was talking about what is white privilege? What does white privilege mean? White privilege ain't always about just having everything handed to you. A form of white privilege is the fact that he said himself when he was younger, he can try different things, and if he failed, he still had the safety of his parents. He said they weren't rich by far, but they were, well enough off to where if he fall, they would catch him, and thus he was able to get into DJing and, do his thing in college radio and then moving on from there, and the rest is history. My, me growing up was a little bit different. I grew up, I was raised by my grandparents, so they didn't really have a lot of money. So I had to get out there. And my whole thing was I wasn't the one that was going to be out there hustling like a lot of my friends. I made a conscious effort to stay out of jail. You know what I mean? Like a real conscious effort. So I was working since the age of 14. The unfortunate part about that is that, you know, that becomes sort of like almost all to be a serial employee, you know, you get locked into the habit of just being that, and not really shooting for the stars when it comes to whatever talent that you might have. But such is life. But it's never too late for anybody. right? As long as you breathing and you above ground, you could do anything if you really put your mind to, especially the fact that technology has allowed access to not only information, but the ease in doing certain things. You know what I mean? Just getting an LLC. I mean, if you want to open up a business, back in the days, you had to go to this place and file it at some clerk's office or whatever, and then had to make sure you put that information in the newspaper and all that stuff. Now they got LegalZoom, they got INC, whatever, all these companies that help you just get started in terms of LLCs and stuff like that. But it's fascinating. Shout out to Earn Your Leisure podcast. Shout out to Ash Cash. Um, for that. Derek Grace. Like I said, that was an old video from back maybe about 2 years ago. Just 2 years old? I don't know. I don't know. In this age of information, like 2 months is freaking old. You know what I mean? Time goes by at a different rate nowadays, seemingly. You know what I mean? So.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Yo, it's Dynamite, y'all. Kicking the kids, y'all. DJ spin on the track like this is where the story begins. DJ spin cuts like the wind when I'm here controlling the pen. Never bowling, he be holding it in. With the frost fader, he's the boss player. Snatch his soul when he spins, let our foes come in. We don't back down from a track. In the background is my homegirl Jen, aka Jeannie, the beat girl when you see she moving to the beat, windmill super speedy, fast like a bullet past you. If she had to, don't get it gas you. She's the flash when she pass you. The jazzy, they call her the pop lock. Strong like a knock, she'll knock you out your socks hops. Her dreadlocks will leave you dazed at the beat plays. She will amaze, try and step in, you getting played. Center stage, you ain't afraid in the battle. My boy Arrow will wear you out like an apparel. Weather's paint a mark of my dude, he's getting at you. Cold can't control, leave you frozen like a statue. Last but not least, in all my splendor, I make them see us hit the road just like a fender. I'm coming for the summers, I murdered them up in June. Like a Biggie tune, black suits fill the room. Check out the best rapper, I bet you I do him. Like the beat moving, you act as I ruin. Kicking the kids, you dig, that's the name. We here to save the day, the superheroes of the game. Yeah. K-I-K.
Like I said, anyway, this next clip I got, it's called "Stop Comparing Your Life to Others." It's something that we all do. I've been guilty of that. I try not to be, but all right, check it out, whatever.
Stop thinking a man's gonna give you peace, or a woman, or a husband, or a wife, and start finding peace in yourself. Start praying over yourself every day. Say, God, let me find peace. Lord, let me know how to forgive. A lot of times the reason why peace is because we're looking at everybody else's life. They're the same age as you. They're on social media. They done wrote 5 books. You can't even write one. They've got a husband and a wife, a boy and a girl. Your age. And now you're looking at them thinking, man, I need that. Like they got it way. Sometimes you need to unfollow them people to get peace. You're just not ready to follow people that are doing what you want to do. You're not, you want what they got. You're coveting what they have. You can go back and follow them later. It's okay to be petty, to keep your heart right and to get your peace right and to be able to be all that you are supposed to be instead of wanting somebody else's life.
Yeah. That's self-explanatory. I'd say comparison is the thief of joy. And with this thing that we got that we called social media, oh boy, can it steal your joy? It could really steal your joy. A lot of time, I personally take breaks from it. I took a break recently, but now I just pretty much go on there just for information. I really don't try not to look at anybody's page, especially not no athletes or entertainers or influencers or anything like that. I could care less anymore. You know what I mean? I got my own movie that I'm trying to watch, my own life's movie and my own goals to achieve and whatnot. And when you're comparing yourself to other people, man, it could really do a number on your own self-esteem. You know what I mean? And a lot of times we don't even really know if that life that these people are displaying is even real. You know how many videos I've been seeing? Just there's videos breaking down other people, pretty much capping, you know, taking pictures on private jets that are basically a freaking it's like a sound stage almost. Like some place where you can film a movie. It ain't even a freaking real jet. You know what I mean? Going to certain destinations. That I mean, who was guilty of that? Didn't Bow Wow do something like that? Where he was supposedly on some jet and he was really on like a commercial flight? Like, come on, man. What's going on? Is that where we at right now? You know what I mean? Is that life? Do we need to be have the appearance of being up so much? The average American is living paycheck to paycheck. You know what I mean? Everybody's out here trying to get it. I don't got time to be out there fronting. I really don't. I got real life happening right now. All right. So that's ridiculous, man. Stop comparing yourself to other people. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times you'll compare yourself to somebody who probably would drop their problems to have yours, what you think is your problems. You know what I mean? Like you really don't know the inner workings of people's lives whatsoever. It can all be an illusion, and a lot of it really is, even down to celebrities, even down to rappers. If you really know how much these rappers really make, you'd be like, I can make that in my job. Like, what the hell? You know what I mean? But this is a fantasy world. This is the Matrix, essentially. We live in the Matrix. Probably literally, but definitely figuratively. We live in a matrix where all the world's a stage. You know what I mean? I'm just here to spectate until it's my time to transcend. You know what I mean? But all the world's a stage. It's all silly at the end of the day. Comparison definitely is the thief of joy. Try not to get caught up in that nonsense. All right. Check this out. We got another video coming up about the dead peasants insurance. So pretty much, companies will take out insurance policies on your ass. This is how businesses operate. You know what I mean? It's very it's dark. You know what? Check it out.
Walmart used to take out life insurance policies against all of their employees that they knew were terminally ill. It was literally called the Dead Peasants Life Insurance Policy.
A corporate practice dubbed Dead Peasants Life Insurance. Companies secretly bet on employees' lives, expecting to make a buck when they die.
Sometimes there were even cases that they found that they purposely hired people that they knew had terminal illnesses so that they could take out the life insurance policy. So then when these people would pass away, they would get a huge settlement.
And they wouldn't give it to the family.
The family got nothing.
But Tina Tillman felt shocked, deceived, when a Wall Street Journal reporter told her brother, a music store cashier, was insured by his employer for $339,000 when he died, though he no longer even worked there.
We were just in disbelief that they were able to do it and actually cash the policy or cash in on the policy.
Yeah, they got sued, I think. So
yeah, they got sued.
Got exposed.
Eileen Moo represents Walmart and has paid more than $15 million to settle class action dead peasant suits in Texas and Oklahoma, but in Florida, she argued the law is on Walmart's side. So this is in multiple states that they're getting sued for this, and it's literally called Dead Peasants.
Wow. My thing is all discombobulated. This is the world we live in. Corporations will literally bank on your death. Now, if you think about it, excuse me, if you think about it, if a corporation could take out money on the employees without them knowing, for the possibility of somebody dying, just to bank on. I mean, it's so dark. Capitalism has no moral base, so there you have it. But if a corporation could do that, aren't record companies corporations? It makes you wonder. Did they do that to MJ to get his catalog? On the conspiracy zone right now. Did they do that to Prince? Whitney Houston? You know what I mean? Are they trying to really go after R. Kelly because of his cat? I don't know. You know, that video was in the hood, though. He was peeing on little girls, but, is it possible, though? Because, what's the difference between them and Walmart? Not much, really. Sad part of it all is that, like, in that situation where a person actually dies, you don't give anything to the family. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna do that, you can't break them off something. You know what I mean? Just, I don't know, take out a little fee, like an administration fee or whatever, and give them 70% of whatever it is that it's ridiculous. Let them know that there's a policy out on their loved one. This is crazy, yo. This man, like I said, it's the world we live in, unfortunately. And but it's up to us to make it better. If we know about these certain things, we need to do investigations and look into it, find out. And if so, sue their ass. You know what I mean? Shoot, I don't mind having somebody else pay for my life insurance, but I would like to get something of it. You know what I mean? I have my own personal life insurance, but I'm paying for it. You know what I mean? And it goes to my family if I pass away. Could you imagine having $1 million life insurance on you when you die and you don't even have life insurance and your family has to bury you? Meanwhile, this corporation benefits off you. They're caking while your family's doing freaking GoFundMe to bury your ass. Like, freaking dark ass world we live in. But I don't know, man. Hopefully, things will change. But anyway, last video, we're gonna go out with a little sense of humor. You know what I mean? This is for the times where you might be feeling a little, sometimes you ain't feeling the most pleasant. You might be a little grouchy for whatever reason. You know what I mean? I saw this video, courtesy of crazy_memes. Like the caption says, "Wow, I wasn't expecting that."
And a real good job on your picture.
Coffee.
Please.
I'd like some more too, please. Sure.
She spilled my coffee.
I'm sorry, sir.
You fucking bitch. I'll bring you a little coffee. How do you like that?
Irritable? Try Espresso Snickers.
yeah, that went in a different direction. Not much I could say about that. That was just purely entertainment. Yeah. Well, there you have it. Top five Dead or Alive podcast. I am Ali Oxenfree. Check us out on YouTube at Top Five Dead or Alive podcast. On Instagram, my personal Instagram is at Ali Oxenfree. Once again, you are rocking with the best. All right. Hope you enjoyed it. And just want to say to each and everybody, peace. Deuces.